This week on the Grassroots podcast.
The biggest tag that Gridiron has is, it's so slow. Where this is, as soon as they're tackled, the clock's running, they've got 35 seconds. And there's 9 guys in the field, they don't get a break, they play both ways. So I think we're building the toughness that NFL have. But the atmosphere is what the biggest harder hurdle we're trying to leap across, I'd say.
Before I played Gridiron, I always played soccer, and then I'd wanted to play Gridiron for a while and just never came about it, and then finally did and never looked back.
Did you grow up watching Gridiron?
A little bit, but not
NFL?
Not a huge amount.
Just in terms of
Touchdown. Yeah. Touchdown Marauders.
touchdown.
I'm your host, Quincy Kennedy, and you're hanging out with us. Not in the Fox Den.
Almost.
We're outside today.
Outside. We are here in Spears Point for the second Hunter Gridiron Bowl. Hunter Gridiron Bowl. Hunter
Gridiron
League's Hunter Bowl. There we go. Els in the clutch
with
for
the
me.
assist.
Nice. Co-host with me is Els. Els, how are we doing?
I'm fantastic. I love being outside.
Oh, it's gorgeous today, isn't it?
It is. I didn't think it'd be as good as it was going to be this morning. It was a bit ugh. Now it's like pure sunshine and happiness.
Beautiful. It's perfect day for some good old-fashioned pigskin football.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
It's good. To either side of me here, we got Jase from Live and Nutrition. It's always good having Jase on the show. Jase, how are we doing, my friend?
Good, mate. You?
Yeah, loving it.
Yeah.
Enjoying it. Enjoying life. Enjoying being back. And but it almost feels like a homecoming for me being back on the gridiron field, on the football field. I'm not quite on the field. I'm on the sidelines.
We need to get you out on the field.
You're almost on the
I'm
field.
almost on the field. That's it.
We're actually going to kid him up and he's going to get in the game later.
Yeah, that's
no, I'm
what they
kidding.
think. That's like, I'm not quite in shape for that anymore. And to my right, we got co-founder, organizer, CEO, Chief. I think that's what we named him, Chief. In partnership with Lee, we got Corey. Corey, how are we going, man?
Yeah, good, mate. Like I said, perfect day. So really happy with how it's going so far.
Did you guys wear it all? You didn't worry because it's gridiron. Like, you don't worry about weather.
Yeah.
Do you play rain, hail, shine?
We do, yeah. Most of the time, like depending on councils and things, but we like to play. So
that's it. Council always stuffing up something. Always trying to hinder us.
A bit of mud didn't kill anyone, right?
mud bowls are the best.
Mud
There you go, mud balls. Hey, how awesome is this? Like, for a grassroots sport, gridiron is definitely very popular in the area. As you can see, we have heaps of fans out here. There's cars lined up everywhere. A couple cameras, in addition to our podcast here. A lot of flags, drones, matching equipment. That's always good.
Yeah. We're getting there.
Not quite like a Big Green or Old School Mighty Ducks. So, but yeah, it's good. And it's good to be able to be here again at another grassroots event where we see so many people coming together in the area to see a grassroots sport grow. And so that's why we have Corey on the show with us. But Corey, before we get into all the fun that we have today, live streaming. Are we live streaming or is it just a show?
Just a show.
Is it just a show?
Just a show.
A bit rusty there, guys. Before we get into the groove of the show, word of the week. Feeling good about this one. I think it's very appropriate for the game that's being played right now. It has been long.
I don't feel prepared for this.
No, I wasn't prepared either. Don't worry. Word of the week, guys, is Audible. They're not talking about Amazon's Audible. No, not audible.com. That's not a sponsor of the show. Audible, just like you would see in a gridiron game. Sometimes in life you have to call it audible. Sometimes things don't go perfect, or sometimes you see change in your future, or sometimes you see a barrier, or something that's going to hinder your growth or your process. So sometimes you just have to go back to the drawing board and call an audible, make some changes, navigate or adjust to the changes or the opposition coming against you. So this week, guys, the word is audible. Start to my left. Jase, how does that sound?
Sounds pretty good, actually. I like that. It's kind of the step you put in place before you start reflecting on something. So, yeah, very nice.
So when I think of audible, I think of like tone of voice, as in
sound.
like actual audible. But like, I suppose that it kind of does go along with it, like how you express, like what tone you use in your voice and how loud you are gets your point across, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like
It's
that.
not what you say, Elle, it's how you say it.
Yeah, it's not how you say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how loud you say it. Like, you can say something as loud as you possibly want, but sometimes that's not the best way to go about it.
And in Audible, they definitely do that. So the play is blue 42, but we run an audible, and now it's red 76.
Yeah.
Whatever that means for that team. So you definitely have to be loud.
I think blue 42 is like the only gridiron call I know.
Omaha.
Every play, Omaha.
Omaha.
Yeah. All those fun calls.
Yeah.
Corey, you're very familiar with an audible.
I am.
Word of the week, audible.
Yeah.
What do you get from that?
Tell us your thoughts.
It just brings back multiple times of not calling one when I should have, and waking up very sore the next day after a game. I've learnt the hard lesson a few times on an audible, when to use it, when not to use it. It can be good and bad, I think. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In life, calling audibles, how do you, relate that back to everyday life?
There's been a few times. I guess everyone goes through it. It's all about timing, I think.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it. So if you get it right, it can change everything. So
absolutely. It's good. Good word of the week, guys. Word of the week, audible. Take that with you throughout your week and hold on to it. Put it in the bag. But moving on, Corey, man, tell us what you've been up to. It's been a while since we've chatted with you and hung out with you.
Yeah, last year, I think, over across the road.
Yeah. So what's going on now, man? What's the Gridiron League looking like, and how are we trucking with things? Again, we're at the grand final, so obviously things are looking great.
Yep.
But I guess throughout the season, how's it been?
It's been great. This year we launched our first draft. So we started the year with a player draft. So we had a combine with a bunch of all our new guys that came down in an attempt to spread their talent across the whole league rather than just putting guys in teams. So guys came down, they tried out, then coaches selected them in the draft, which was proof in the pudding today with the Marauders were dead last year. They scored one touchdown all year. And then this year they finished first and they're in the Hunter Bowl. So
that's awesome.
Just a few personnel changes, new guys. They've just changed their whole dynamic of the team. So it proves that there's a bit of competition up here. And everyone's sort of striving to be the best, which is it's done well. I like it. Pretty proud of it so far. So, and all the guys are loving it. So it's good.
That's definitely a unique aspect to put into it, because that is very NFL-ish with the combine and that whole aspect to the game, which is really cool. It looks like that you guys are duplicating that really well in regards to trying to make Gridiron out here as close to what you would experience in the States. So I love that you guys are doing that. You guys are very intentional.
I think that's also part of the show of NFL.
Yeah.
It's not just people on the field playing, it's actually all around it as well. So you've got your draft, you've got the spectacle of it, you've got the off-field stuff that you kind of do. So it's make it a big show sort of thing. It adds to everything, and you want to be part of that.
Yeah, well, if it's the same teams winning all the time, it gets boring. So you got to have that drama. You got to bring it in. So.
Well, isn't that the Marauders?
Hello, Andrew.
From a bottom to sort of in the Hunter Bowl too. Yeah, that's a bit of a fairy tale.
Huge change. If they go through and win it, to come from dead last to within 1 year, it just shows that anyone can win on any day really. So it's good.
That'd be a fun story to cover, right? Making of the team.
Well, we will find out today, won't we?
So far it's pretty even, so
that's good.
It's a good structure to have too. If it's not a broken system that you've got and you can see the success of it overseas, why would you want to change it?
Exactly.
Bring it over here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's if guys decide we implemented the rule. If they decide they want to change teams, they don't just say, "Oh, I'm going to go play for that team." So they go into the combine and they get drafted as well. So it sort of maintains that ability to keep it as even as we possibly can and competitive. So
consistency throughout the teams.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. What have you found that has been a bit different compared to how NFL or how football is done in the States that you guys haven't really brought here yet?
I'd say the atmosphere. The atmosphere is obviously hard to duplicate. Being a local sort of thing, we're trying to, today's great, we've got a lot of cars and things like that. Usually, when people score, you get the horn toots and all that type of thing. But, it creates it. And that's the hardest part is, at the moment we're running a 9-on-9, which is a lot quicker. So a lot of people like that. They prefer, because the biggest tag that Gridiron has is, it's so slow, where this is, as soon as they're tackled, the clock's running, they've got 35 seconds. And there's 9 guys on the field, they don't get a break, they play both ways. So I think we're building the toughness that NFL have. But the atmosphere is what the biggest harder hurdle we're trying to leap across, I'd say.
Absolutely, and I think you guys are definitely building that. But like you said, that is something hard and to duplicate. They do it well, but again, like this is a grassroots sport versus a complete entertainment industry.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what NFL is, and that's what sports is in the States. And if you Earth Movers out there listen to the podcast, feel free to go back and listen to the episode that we've done a while back about sporting organizations here compared to in the States and how it is a bit of entertainment. Go check that one out. Maybe we'll leave that episode in the show notes.
It's also that you don't have an arena. Like, you can't close everyone in. Like, people, like, you know, in their cars up on the hill. It is for, like, a sort of a view thing. But, you don't have that arena to really get people in and pump it up sort of thing.
Exactly.
So,
and of course, like being, like you said, grassroots sports, we sort of play fiddle to, like, the big sports like league union, things like that. So that's always hard.
Like, literally just across the road, you've got what's, like, there's a big sporting complex just over the road. And that's where you've got, like, I think what's today, so soccer and everything's being played.
Like an artificial, like, 5-sport sort of field type thing. It's all for 5-a-side soccer. So competing with those sorts of sports. Yeah, exactly. They've got state-of-the-art facilities and stuff like that. You know, so.
Oh, well, that's what it is with grassroots sports. We're always competing.
But it's pretty cool that you have this field like full-time sort of during your season now. So you've got that. You don't have to, like, kind of travel around different fields and let people know they, like, know where to come.
Exactly. I mean, it's good to move around. Like, we would love to be able to play a game up in Maitland and, you know, like, move it around and get it to different areas. So, because some people still don't know we exist, and that's the hardest part, is getting it out there. So the more we move around and put events on, maybe we can gain some new players, new supporters, things like that.
So after this is the final, obviously. So what happens after the Hunter Bowl? Where do you go from here?
After the Hunter Bowl, essentially we start training this week for Newcastle, like the representative team.
The Cobras?
So, the Cobras. So a lot of these guys will turn around and basically try it again for the rep team. On Wednesday night, we've got a combine for new players and current players that haven't played for Cobras before. So everyone, we're going to have a new head coach this year, and he's bringing a bit more structure. So a lot more competition within the team to play. It looks like because of the Hunter Gridiron League, we might have a huge team. So we might have like 40, 50 guys. So
where and when's the combine?
It is here, Walters Park. It's Pierce Point on Wednesday night. It starts at 6 o'clock. So
anyone who wants to come?
Anyone, just bring boots and a mouth guard.
There you go, Q. You're in.
Yeah. All right.
Put him in, coach.
Put me in, coach. I'll see you guys. Probably not there. But
Next event.
So do you guys offer up equipment for those guys coming in?
So we've got some gear. A lot of these guys have had to buy their own. That's the hardest part for us, is we're sourcing, like, used gear, and we're looking to rent out for new people, which you know, it's an expensive sport to start. Like, if you got to buy your own stuff, and that's what we're moving towards, is having gear for the new guys to just give it a try, and when they love it, then, which they will, everyone who puts a helmet and pads on, they love it. It all comes down to money sometimes.
Loved it. At the Sports Fest last year, I put on a helmet and pads for like 5 seconds. I was like, I'm great. I'm loving this.
I'm invincible.
It was impossible to put them on. I had to get, like, serious assistance, but it was great.
It is fun putting on the gear. It's actually fun. Like, you don't actually understand, like, how talented those guys are with that equipment on when you're just watching. But when you actually put the equipment on, you're like, how could you possibly do what you do in this equipment? And it's really good training, actually.
Yeah, it takes a lot of work. So, like, just the vision side of it, like having your head on a swivel, learning that someone can come from side on and just lay you out on any play. Like, that's the biggest thing. The difference to other sports is every guy's live to take a shot on any play. So that's the fun part, when you get laid out. That adrenaline kicks in.
Also much frustrating when you do get that, like, kind of blindside hit. You're just so frustrated, like, I got it. Like, it happened to me.
He got me.
Oh, that's awesome, man. So are you playing as of recently?
Yeah. So I play for the Newcastle City Cannons. I'm a captain coach for them. We caught the injury bug this year.
Bugger.
We lost 4 games in a row. We lost 2 guys to ACL, dislocated shoulder. One of our guys.
Those are the 3 letters you don't want to hear.
Right. Tell me about it. So we're down to 9 blokes by the end of the season, playing both ways, no rest. One of our guys, which is our luck, is the same as last year. He was overseas. His young fella broke his leg, so was trapped in Hawaii and couldn't actually fly back. So that was another person we missed. So like we played pretty well. Like, we beat the Bombers. We had a 52-0 one game. Like, it was just a real rough season, like up and down for us. Like, we had really good games, and then other games we just couldn't put it together. So but we'll be back next year, hopefully.
That's it, man. I'm kind of curious about how do you get this all started? So, like, you're the organizer. You're the one pretty much running the ship here.
Yep.
Like, how, from like start to finish, how do you actually get something like this started? You went to the council to get field.
Yeah.
Do you get sponsors to help fund it?
So
like, what's going on, man? How do you get this awesome production going?
The idea came from we were playing. Obviously, we've been playing Newcastle for the last 5 years. And the guys, we had guys coming in, really good guys, but we just couldn't keep them because we were traveling to Sydney every week.
Yeah.
So like we were sitting there, we're like, what can we do to keep guys involved? And then we had the idea, well, what if we could just play here and like get new guys involved, keep other guys interested, and then also it's an opportunity for the experienced players in the off season to keep their skills up and just practicing all the time. So then, we just said, all right, well, what do we need to do? What do we have to do? And we need to talk to the council. We already had this ground, so this was much easier. So we could come down here. We started it. We basically put the word out that we were looking to start a league up here. We talked to Gridiron New South Wales. They loved the idea because it's growing the game. That's the whole idea of it. So then we brought...
They're stealing your scoreboard.
Oh, this guy's worst. Hope you're doing the score. And then we had a combine day, or like a tryout day, which we had just over 70 guys turn up, I think. So from that, I think we kept about 35 of them last year. And then throughout the year, a couple dwindled away with injuries and stuff like that. And then, we just tried to connect with the Hunter region by naming our teams after landmarks or history of Newcastle.
Nice.
So that was an idea that we had.
So you've got the Port Stephens Bombers, Lake Macquarie Marauders, Newcastle City Cannons, and Hunter Valley Miners.
That's it. Yep. 100%.
So good.
There
That's
you
awesome.
go.
So you were all over it. You were up late last night writing them down?
Yeah. Studying up.
Pre-preparation with you a couple of weeks ago.
Ellis has been very involved, actually. You're taking pictures and getting involved with the Gridiron community.
Getting on the field, I heard.
It was really good. I came down the other week. I got myself a shirt. I really actually came down for a shirt. No, I'm kidding.
No.
I was actually really lucky I got one because I went like that.
They did. They sold out,
and I was taking some photos and I was so, like, this is a kind of standard football field. You got your goal line and then like a couple of meters behind that is another line. So I was like, being good on the line and the ref's like, no, you can come up closer. Just like right there. And I was like, pretty much on the field. And I was like, this is great.
About to get run
He's
over.
like giving me tips about where the best place is to like get a photo. And I was like, you guys are the sweetest.
Yeah.
So you didn't end up like those people you see on ESPN who just get pulverized by someone coming off the field.
No, I'm always vigilant of that.
I love those stories.
Like,
I
don't want to get taken out by
The
a
goony
dude.
camera guy just gets knocked out.
Like, it'd be great, but I don't want to get injured, so I'm on my guard.
That's good. Well, that's awesome. But yeah, it's good to just get involved and again, be a part of that Gridiron community because that's what's going to grow the sport, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's getting it and spreading it. And I know, what were we at? What bar was that we were at for the Super Bowl?
Falcon?
No.
Warners Bay.
Where we saw these guys at?
Warners Bay Hotel?
Warners Bay Hotel.
Yeah, Warners Bay Hotel.
Yep.
Just hanging out with a few of the guys and just seeing them support just NFL and Gridiron in general was really cool.
Yeah.
And even just seeing people in the community that were just there to watch the Patriots and Atlanta.
Yep.
But great opportunity to be like, hey, if you guys like this, come on, like we have a weekly game that you guys can come out and support. Yeah. So I think that's really cool.
So when does the Hunter Gridiron League kick up again?
So we'll be starting roughly around the Super Bowl time next year. So early January we start training.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And then we're hoping to branch out for a few more games next year, depending on numbers. So
how many games do you play?
We play 6 at the moment with the Hunter Bowl as a 7th. So we're hoping to do 9, which is essentially what we get in Gridiron New South Wales. So that way it's a best of 3 series throughout for each team. And then once we fill the teams out, we might look at hopefully putting another one in. So have
you seen steady growth in regards to year by year?
Yeah, definitely. So I think this year we've got, in player-wise, we've got over 60 players that have played the whole year. And then supporter-wise, it's growing each week. Like we're trying to make it like a family atmosphere where we can come, like families can come down. And
I think that's the way you need to sort of go, like, because you really need to get the families, especially the little kids, because where else are these kids going to go? So if you make it that family, like people will come down and
there's
kids playing together and
kids
stuff.
and dogs running around. Like my dog's here every week.
So many dogs. I love it. Should have brought mine.
Yeah, my dog's almost become the mascot of the league. I think because everyone loves
Which
him.
one's yours? Is yours the
one's the bulldog.
the bulldog.
Yeah.
Bulldog. I saw him before.
Very,
I'm like, oh my gosh.
very gridironish.
Yeah.
Bulldog.
Yeah.
Something I want to note though is the teams have flags.
Yes.
Where did that come from? Is that an actual thing?
An idea I had a few weeks ago after one of our games was like a player of the game or someone who trained well during the week. The captains pick a flag bearer.
Nice.
So then they get to be the flag bearer for the day.
That's cool.
It's only a little thing, but it's
That's
something
really
that
cool.
I thought the guys might like and enjoy, like getting that notoriety.
Yeah.
Of, I played harder, I trained harder.
Yeah, like a player's player.
Yeah, so it's within the team, and it's during warm-ups, the captain will bring everyone together and they say, this week you're our flag bearer because of this. And then the other guys see it and they're like, oh, that's cool, I want to be that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Good sportsmanship, actually. It's really nice.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
You mentioned a second ago about creating that family atmosphere, and I think that's what's going to multiply in regards to attendance and that community.
Definitely.
How do you guys make this a family atmosphere? Like, do you guys send email blasts saying all family welcomed, or do you encourage your guys at practice, hey guys, make sure you bring your family?
Yeah.
Like, how do you guys do it?
It's more like a word of mouth thing. Like, like everyone knows, we make it well known at training. Like, bring your family and friends, bring them to everything. Like, we have Warners Bay Hotel have been awesome for us. Like, they've been sponsoring us since the start, but they're big in the way that they want family, friends, kids, everyone to come back to the pub. And Andrew, the publican down there, he sends food out, all that type of stuff. So being able to provide stuff for people is huge. Like, as a grassroots sport, like you said, like the biggest thing is getting a sponsorship, and he's giving us a home, and then we can bring it down to, that gives the guys to the game. Like, the wives know, okay, well, we can go to the game, and then we can go back to the pub and we hang out, everyone's together. It's a good atmosphere down there as well.
It's really good too because, like, especially if you're a guy playing and you have a small family, it's nice that your passion and your sport you want to pursue isn't exclusive of them. You can include them. It's a massive thing. Like, if you're off on the weekends playing football and your wife's at home with the kids, and that's just going to create kind of like discord. Getting them involved and giving them friends and family as well. Like,
exactly.
it's a massive a community to give each other.
All the wives like to get together, and like we had on Mother's Day, we try to do a ladies' day, try to get the mothers involved, and
so cool.
Give them some free wine, so they can not really pay attention to the game and just enjoy themselves.
It's
so
happy wife, happy life. I'll tell you what, if you keep them happy, you'll get more of the boys in the game.
100%. Like, that's like when we play Newcastle, that's the hardest part, is travelling to Sydney. And bringing the kids or the wife. It's a big day. It takes 8 hours of your day really travelling down, playing, coming back. So
it makes the family feel included in what you're doing too, so you don't feel like, again, like Ellie said, it's not that tension like you having to go to Gridiron or go to practice. Like, they support that and they want to see you get better because they're going to watch you play anyway.
Exactly.
This is good. We're talking about Gridiron. I know we've had this conversation before on the show, and I like messing with Jase on this one in regards to linemen and their health. But you're here, man. You're seeing how these guys are training. You're with them on a weekly basis, and they're meal planning, and you go to the bar with them, so you see what they're eating. And then Jase, Mr. Nutrition here. Let's talk about these guys' nutrition, man, and how they're training and everything. Is there something that you would like to see more out of these guys in regards to their best performance and getting up to that level that they can perform better? And that's, again, everything from training weekly, nutritional benefits. Is there anything you would like to see more? And Jase's weigh in on what you think that they could do to be better athletes.
I saw a lot of KFC rolling through the door before the game. It might not help.
Pre-game KFC?
Isn't that a pre-game deliciousness goodness?
It tastes good. I'm not sure.
But it won't let you play good.
I've always been a fan of the meat pie and a can of Coke before the game.
Oh, lovely. How it sits, mate. I tell you what. Meat pie and chocolate milk.
Yes. Yeah,
is that one that hasn't been touched on yet? Are they still trying to run that off?
That's why we're looking at a slow motion version at the moment. Everything's slowed down.
Oh, well, that's all right. I remember like our post game, it was like 4 hours before the game. It was like pasta and then like a banana maybe 30, 40 minutes before. Not even like an hour before we banana. Then we were done eating and just hydrating and get ready for the game.
More so with these guys. I mean, they're going back and forth. They're not having that break.
They don't have
the subs. So
exactly.
A lot of guys,
hydration probably be the biggest thing. But they said there's some big units moving around here. Those boys would be sweating on. You put the kit on as well. You can imagine. I mean, who looks after the kit? That'd be nice. You probably got a couple of kilos worth of sweat sitting in that kit. I'd be sunning that out pretty well. But
that's it.
Yeah,
I know this really this guy. His name is Jase from Alive Nutrition. You should definitely hit him up. He definitely has some great nutritional value to add to your players. So
I really feel like that could be something the guys need. Like you said, the KFC rolling in before a game.
Absolutely.
Shut that down.
Yep, that's it. It's putting diesel in the Formula One car, mate. Going too fast.
Bag of grapes, be good. Cool. Hey, well, that's awesome, man. Well, we're going to keep watching the game. Thank you for hanging out with us, Corey.
Anytime.
Yeah, pleasure to have you, man.
Appreciate it.
Looking
Thanks,
forward to
guys.
what you guys are doing with 100 Gridiron and in regards to the bigger league you guys have growing here. So, man, keep at it.
Thank you.
Love what you're doing, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep.
And we are back for the second half of the Hunter Bowl.
Second half's on him.
Second half's on.
Going down.
We are joined by Jase
Hey,
and Scott.
How you going?
Good, guys. How are you?
yeah, doing good.
Are you enjoying the Hunter Bowl festivities today?
Yeah, it's been fun. I missed last year the grand final, so it's been good to be able to sit down and watch,
Yeah.
not have to play.
So tell us about yourself, Jase. You have an accent. Where are you from?
I'm originally from California,
California.
and then I moved to Kentucky, and then Japan, and then here.
Why did you come to Australia?
I met a girl while I was living in Japan.
Classic.
Yeah, I came here to visit about 10 years ago.
It sounds like
Bet you
never
did.
left.
Yeah, never left.
I've heard that story so many times. I know so
10
many
years
guys
ago.
are just like, yep, met a girl, never left.
Yep, that's me.
That's awesome.
And what about yourself, Scott? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I've been playing Gridiron for 3 years now.
3 years?
And 2 years with Newcastle, and I played 2 games here and then injured myself. And
Yeah, the dreaded ACL.
yeah,
Not-
But not gridiron related.
gridiron related.
yeah, that's the worst part.
See, play gridiron, guys. You don't get injured playing this game.
Oh, big call. Yeah.
And so, yeah, Des, you played for the Cannons,
Yeah.
Newcastle.
Yes, I played with Cannons last year, and then I played this year, but I had some work conflicts, so I only got to play 2 games out of the 6.
That's
So
rough.
And you're another 2-gamer with the Bombers, Scott.
Yes, I came
Yeah.
late in the season and then played 2 games and then injured. So, yep.
which is why we're sitting here.
That's why we have you on the show. Injured reserve list.
The injured list actually becomes the commentator.
That's exactly it.
Tell us, what are your impressions from the game so far today?
Yeah, it's been no, we got an injury.
Oh, bugger.
Yeah, he's been down a while now.
Is that Hayden?
Yep.
Hayden, the one that's down, he was a number 1 overall draft pick from the draft this year.
Oh, no.
Nice.
No, it's been all right. It's been a defensive ball game, I guess,
Yeah.
so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just having some of the plays look really good, and then every once in a while, it's just those little tiny mistakes that'll it'll get you.
Seems like there's some tempers flaring out there as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's
Part of the game.
these microphones are really good, so I mean that's always out there. But these guys have, a bit of passion for this, especially for this game.
Well,
so
it is the Hunter Bowl.
yeah,
It'd be kind of lackluster if there was no passion.
yeah, everybody gets fired up out there. Usually, you just don't hear it.
Yeah, that's it.
So tell us, guys, a little bit about your playing career. We'll start, Scott. Scott, tell us all about your gridiron experience.
So I started in 2014. I had my first season with Newcastle.
The Cobras?
Yeah, with the Cobras. Didn't have the best of seasons as a team. I got Rookie of the Year, which I was pretty happy with.
That's pretty good.
Congrats.
And then
You can't tell by looking at him, but he just had a birthday and he's 17.
no.
How old are you?
I was like, no.
No.
Are you 19 yet?
Yeah, 19. Yeah.
Okay.
Even that I wouldn't believe you.
And then the year after, I had the opportunity to go try out for junior Australian team for
Yeah.
the under-19s. Was successful with that, and then last June I went to China and played in a World Cup.
Nice.
And then
How did Australia go?
it was we finished 5th out of 8 teams.
Oh,
That's not
pretty
bad.
dang good.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. We definitely played some hard teams. So
What was
yeah,
that experience
that
like?
was awesome. I definitely miss it all the time.
Yeah.
Made a lot of friends from it and stuff like that. And then
Was that your first Australian representative?
Yeah.
Yeah?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it was awesome. Yeah.
So what other sports have you played aside from gridiron? What kind of got you up to this point?
Yeah. How did you hurt your leg, Scott?
We won't talk about that. No, but before I played gridiron,
Yeah.
I always played soccer, and that was. And then I'd wanted to play gridiron for a while and just never came about it, and then finally did and never looked back.
Did you grow up watching gridiron?
A little bit, but not
NFL?
not a huge amount.
All right.
Is that your drone making that noise?
Well, I thought I turned it off.
That
Man,
buzzing noise. Yeah,
The little beep.
yeah,
That's not like a
That's actually the
timer.
bomb underneath the table.
yeah.
I don't think that is a good joke to make. No, Des has been flying around a drone today, getting some up in the air action shots.
Yeah, some good footage.
I got some good footage, and then there was one really big play, and I thought it was a punt, so I wasn't recording, and then they ran like 60 yards. I was like, oh, that would have been really good.
Eye on the game. Yep. Sorry, I completely interrupted your life story here.
That's all right. That's all good. Yeah, and then when I came back, I finished some of the season with Newcastle, and then I started playing rugby league on the off season to get fit, and then injured myself.
In hindsight.
Had it backfired real good.
Oh, bugger.
That's all right.
So what is it about gridiron that you like so much?
Oh, it's so different to any other sport.
Yeah.
Just teamwork. It's just, and so positional orientated. You have to be very good at what you play. It's not an all-rounder. And it's good. I love it.
What position do you play?
I play on the offensive line.
Yeah, you do. Tackle?
Yeah.
Jase, what about yourself? Tell us a little bit about your playing career.
Well, I'm a little bit older than Junior over here. So I've been playing for a while. I'm 33 now, and I started playing when I was in high school in the States.
Yep.
So
a little while.
Yeah, I'm going on 14, 15 years.
Have you always played gridiron or football?
Yeah, always. Since I was 8, I think.
Yeah.
So you definitely experienced the Friday Night Lights, high school ball,
I did.
Enjoying that.
Tell me who you play for in university, man.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Is it D1?
Yeah.
Was it in California?
No.
Okay. You said you went to Kentucky, so was it in Kentucky?
Yeah.
UK?
Nope. University of Louisville.
Oh, yeah, right. That's what I should have said. That's legit, man.
Yeah, so when I left high school, I moved to Louisville, and I only walked on, and I only played for a little bit, but I had a conflict with the scholarship that I had. And if I got injured doing anything else besides the sport that I was there to do, then I lost my scholarship. So my grown-up decision was to not do that anymore because I wanted to get through school.
Yeah.
So, and then I didn't really play at all until I moved to Australia and found Cobras. I was one of the first members when they started 5 years ago, I think.
How did you find the Cobras?
Somebody found me. Yeah, I don't know. I used to come down to the park and play with a bunch of people that I just met through like family friends. And somehow one of those guys found them, and then they Facebooked me and just said, "Hey, there's a team that are trying to start. You should come down and just have a run."
Oh, yeah.
And then I've been to everything that they've done since then.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good old Facebook.
Yeah, that's
bringing
it.
team
Bringing
members
people together.
That's it all.
Yeah, so that was
sucks.
Did you kind of? So how? You're in China. Sorry, China was it? No, Japan. Sorry, Japan. Then you came here. Have you played football? Like, was there a break between playing football? Like,
oh yeah, I didn't play in like an organized league at all. I was in Kentucky for 5 years, and then Japan for a year, and then I would have been here for 4 or 5 before I found them. So
did you miss it?
Yeah, all the time. So I do another sport, keeps me busy.
Yeah.
I've been doing that, keep me fit and all that, and then been able to come back out here and try to beat back the arthritis and play with guys that look like him.
What's it like having the Hunter Gridiron League now? So obviously, the Cobras is a rep team, a lot of travel to Sydney to play and that sort of thing. But having the Hunter Gridiron League here and, having games at home sort of thing, what's it like having the league up and running?
It's a lot of fun. We don't going to Sydney with the Cobras is a struggle after you've been doing it for a while. A lot of these guys that we all play here, there's 4 different teams, but a lot of them play Cobras together, so we know all of them. So we're all pretty good friends. Between the whistles is different, but being able to come down here, like today, I went out this morning, hung out with the family, came down here, watched the game, probably go back to the sponsor pub and have a feed, and then still be able to go home and have dinner and hang out in that, instead of being gone from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Yeah.
It's a big day.
Going to Sydney
Always
and
is
that.
a big day, yeah.
So it's a lot better, and it's different rules. Instead of playing 11 with Cobras, we play 9 here. The field's a little different, the time's different, but it's a good stepping stone for anyone that wants to come out and learn and get used to it with a little bit more slow pace, a little bit more help. Everyone on the team, all the coaches and stuff, for the most part, try to help everyone learn. And then if they want to do Cobras after that, then they're a little bit more prepared.
That's what I've noticed with the refs. When they kind of explain what when they call something like what it is and that sort of thing. Because I'm just standing on the sidelines, I have no idea. And even some of the guys are like, "What was that call?" And they really explain it, which is pretty good. Pretty good for me anyway.
On the field, they give a lot of the new guys, they know who the new guys are, they give them a fair amount of warning and hey, you're doing this and you're not supposed to. Next time you're going to get in trouble. So it's a really good stepping stone for people to come and learn.
That's really good for a grassroots sport, that you don't get that, I guess, that backlash from refs. I mean, refs always ruin games. Like, everyone hates refs.
Yeah.
I mean, they do so much for the sport.
I don't hate refs. Yeah, just saying.
I'm saying because players.
Not us.
But, I mean, it's good that the refs are actually allowing players to play and getting to, allow them to learn rather than just throwing the flag on them and getting them upset and they don't want to come back. And I think that's really cool. I think that's good for the sport.
Well, it's good because our referees here are either coaches or players, so so it's a bit different. It's more on a personal level than it is than more just the reffing. They're there to help and more than
It's pretty good. This the HGL, the way that they set it up is, we have 4 teams. And whoever's in last place gets the first pick of all the new people next year. So like the Marauders that are playing right now, they were last place last year. They didn't win a single game. And then they come in first place. Yeah. So everybody had a bit more experience and they got to pick up some people in the draft. And it's all been flip-flopped around from last year. So
it's good.
That's what Cora was saying.
It's not dominant to one team,
it's very much like the draft, where last place gets to pick the first pick. And, I mean, as your teams get bigger and more players come out, eventually that always balances itself out. That last place team is always getting the first pick, and it just keeps the league balanced.
It's good when we play with the Cobras. There's one other team that I think they've lost one game in 18 years. So they just kind of
dominate.
They just walk all over everybody. So. Every time we go to play them, it's a great day in Sydney.
Which team's that?
That's Sydney University.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty,
We've heard about them.
Yeah. So.
Well, it's interesting, sort of from the first year of the Hunter Gridiron League to now, there's already been such a rapid sort of development and advancement. It's going to be interesting to see what it's like next season then, sort of the things they want to put in place to even further the sport.
Sorry.
I was like, what happened? But
no,
it's definitely growing. Definitely, I always have friends asking about it.
Yeah,
do you?
Yeah, same.
All the time.
It's pretty good. We have 4 teams. We play everybody twice. So this year we played 6 games. Hopefully we just got a couple more people. We get another team, and that'll boost us to 8 games in a season. And that's the big. Everybody wants to play more. So, and not be repetitive. We don't want to play the same team 3 times. 2 times is good. But, hopefully just a couple more people, 1 more team, and then, it's just all getting better.
So, just in terms of...
Touchdown. Yeah. Touchdown Marauders.
Touchdown! So what's that now? 6?
Yeah, 6 all. 6 all. Evened it up.
Oh, even Stevens.
It has to be fourth quarter too. It's getting towards the end of the game.
He's a puppy.
Well, they've still got to go for the 1 point or 2 points, which will make or break the game.
There we go. Let's watch.
We're just time out. He seems happy now. He's the one who was chucking it before.
Yeah.
As he finds minutes wind down.
Decent throw on his helmet earlier.
I actually remember I had a similar throw to that in a similar situation and ruined my senior year. I'll never forget that decision I made in life.
Coaches didn't like that?
No.
It's definitely
not having it. Yeah. It's not having it.
Yeah. What position did you play?
DN and then at the time center.
Oh.
I think, that year it was center and DN. Yeah.
Bit of everything.
Yeah. I grew up a big boy, so I was always on the line.
Yeah. That's always the case. Yeah.
Fumble. Pick it up and run it.
And it will stay 6-all.
6-all.
Good defense. That's what you want to see.
Yeah.
Good special teams.
Yeah. Been a very defensive game.
Well, both of these two teams that are out here I think they were based. All these guys play defense for the Cobras. The captains of both teams are captains on the defensive team for the representative. So makes for a good game now.
They've got it.
They've got it.
Yeah, that's it.
Well,
if not careful, we can forget about the podcast and just sit here and watch the game.
That's what I was just saying. Like, maybe we should
Let's get back
take
on
a
track
break
here.
and come back a bit later.
Let's do it. Hey, thanks guys for hanging
Yeah,
out.
thank you so much, guys.
The game
It's
is
fun.
close game. We want to finish watching it. We don't want to miss anything.
Yeah,
don't want you guys to miss it. So we'll be back.
We'll be back.
Thanks for hanging out,
Thank you very much.
We've had a great time down here at the Hunter Gridiron League's Hunter Bowl. The championship game was absolutely thrilling. It went to overtime, which the Lake Macquarie Marauders won 12-6. They defeated the Port Stephens Bombers. It's completing an absolute fairy tale story for the Marauders. They've gone from a winless season last year, bottom of the ladder, to taking out the championship this year, and they can't be any more excited. We've had some great guests on today. We've had Corey, the founder. We've had Des and Scott on. Players. We've also talked to a couple of players, Marauders and Bombers, after the game. We've just had a great time. Guys, you should know by now where to find us, but as always, you can subscribe to the Grassroots podcast on iTunes and YouTube. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can find us on Twitter as grassroots_AU, on Insta as grassroots_sports, and on Facebook, Grassroots Sports. But until next time, guys, this is the Grassroots podcast.